So you want to lose weight, but you don't want to count calories and you want to make it easy and doable. Well, in this video, I've got you. I have 5 very easy weight loss tips that you can start implementing straight away. So if you want to hear what those tips are, keep on watching. Now, tip number 1, and I talk about protein a lot on this channel, is eat protein for breakfast. So I have made a video on my high protein breakfast custard. I will link to that video in the description box below, but here is my breakfast this morning, and what it consists of is a lot of protein. So there are 2 eggs in that bowl of breakfast custard with gelatine. Now, of course, I also believe you do need carbs, especially if you're going to go training. So it really does depend on your day, but please include some protein at breakfast. Now, of course, if you don't tend to eat breakfast and you only find you get hungrier later, then this tip won't apply to you. You have to take these tips and apply them to your life as it is. But if you eat breakfast, ladies especially, please try and include some protein. It helps stabilize your blood sugars. It keeps you fuller for longer. So you're not going to be craving something at like 10 o'clock straight away. And it provides the amino acids that we need, ladies, to preserve and build our muscle mass. And of course, our muscle mass is very important when it comes to weight loss. Muscle is metabolically more active than fat, although fat obviously is also an endocrine organ. But when we want to lose weight, we want to lose the fat and we want to preserve the muscle. So a high protein breakfast will set you up for a much better day of eating. It maintains your muscle mass. It stabilizes your blood sugar. It's the best tip I can give you. Now, tip number 2 is the half plate of vegetables rule. So this applies more to lunch and dinner. But when you go to dish up your plate, make half of your plate vegetables, salads and vegetables. But there is a caveat to this tip. When you are dishing up vegetables, especially if it's at a restaurant, make sure that they are not drowning in sauces and creams and cheeses and all kinds of things. Like in a restaurant, vegetables, especially something like spinach, will be creamed spinach, a lot of oils, butters, creams, fats, those kinds of things. So I'm talking about lean, healthy, steamed or fresh vegetables. Fill up your plate, make it half vegetables. That provides you with the fiber for blood sugar control, for bowel movement regulation, for general health. So half of your plate is vegetables, and then you're going to have your serving of protein and a nice sort of clean source of carbs. It could be sweet potato, rice, quinoa, anything that you desire. Tip number 3 is the 10-minute exercise rule. Now, I get it. A lot of us don't always have the time or the energy to want to go and exercise. But if you tell yourself you're just going to do 10 minutes, 10 minutes is easy to do. It's not a lot. And you just get going for 10 minutes. What you will often find is that you will continue and do a bit more. But even if you don't, at least you've done 10 minutes. Now, you ladies know that I don't always say that exercise is the best way for weight loss. Often exercise does tend to make us more hungry. So we do need to balance out our exercise and do it correctly. But 10 minutes of exercise here and there is not going to spike your appetite, which is a bonus. It's going to get you going. It is going to get your heart rate up, get you moving. Movement is so important, especially as we age. It does burn calories, and this is where it comes into the weight loss picture. So if you can burn a few calories without necessarily spiking your appetite so that you want to eat more in response to the exercise, then that is perfect. And 10 minutes always feels doable and easy almost every single day. I'd also like to take the time to remind you ladies that I have written the Ultimate Fat Loss Blueprint for Women. In that book, I have put all of my best weight loss knowledge. I cover diet. There are 3 7-day meal plans included in that book. There is what I call the balanced diet. It is the lean proteins, the vegetables. It's the method of eating that I reckon is the best. There's a keto method, and there's also a vegan diet plan in that book. There is also some training guidelines and tips. I also go into weight loss mindset, the best mindset to have when you are going into a weight loss phase or on your weight loss journey. The book is packed with also some myth busting. So it's full of everything that I know works. And I know what works through trial and error, through real world application. Everything I tell you, ladies, I tell you because I have done it. It works for me. I've used these methods. I've tried so many different diets. I've stepped up on stage in a bikini. I've gotten into stage ready, bikini ready shape many times in my life. So everything I tell you is from my own practical experience and what works for the clients that I do help. And I'd also like to tell you, very exciting, I've decided to open up some online consultations. We will meet over Google Meet or Zoom or whatever works for you. And those slots are very exclusive. I only have a few in the day because I'm so busy. So if you would like me to work one-on-one with you, we can do an hour's consultation. It's $50 for the hour. Email me at louisecorrins.yt@gmail.com. My email is always in the description box as well. And I will be happy to set up a consultation with you if you are battling or struggling. But I do advise, start with my book, read all the information. It is packed with everything that works. And then if you are battling, you can move on to a consultation. Now, tip number 4 is to stop drinking your calories. Now, I know that sometimes this is easier said than done, especially when you go to Starbucks and everything looks and sounds delicious and you can smell the aroma and you see everybody getting those frappuccinos with the whipped cream and it's so inviting. If you do drink your calories, here's the other tip, is that you count that as a meal or as a snack. So don't forget that liquid calories still count. If you're having a cocktail when you go out, in that cocktail, there's probably a lot of sugar. There are calories in there. So always count your liquid calories. But one of the best things to lose weight is to cut out the liquid calories as far as possible. I mean, within reason. I still have full cream milk in my tea and coffee because I enjoy the taste. For me, I find skim milk is a little bit too watery, but you do what works for you. If you can avoid these thick, dense kind of liquid calories like a Starbucks Frappuccino or a very heavy sugary cocktail or thick fruit juices, which are just empty calories and a lot of sugar, no fiber, stay away from those. Have maybe, like I do, a cup of coffee with a little bit of milk. So there's 1 or 2 calories in there. It's not that extreme. And try and stay away from your liquid calories because liquid calories do not fill you up. They don't satisfy your hunger the way a proper meal does. So I always say aim for a meal with protein and vegetables that is satiating. It keeps you fuller for longer. Liquid calories, they just add up. They add up fast. They don't satiate you. And often they can even spike your hunger because of the high sugar content in liquid calories. So that is one of the easiest and the best things. Swap out all these things for sparkling water, for sugar-free beverages, and good old plain tap water. And tip number 5, the last tip, and probably a very important tip, and one that I do talk about, but maybe not enough on this channel, eat more slowly. So I always say you eat more, but of the healthy, filling foods that are low in calorie, more vegetables, more fruits, more lean carbs, more lean protein sources. And when you eat these foods, eat slowly, slow down. It's not a race, it's not a rush. Eat as mindfully as you can because it takes a while for us to register being full, especially if you are starving at the beginning. I mean, it's natural. We just want to shove food into our faces. I get it, especially after a workout or a busy day, or you come home stressed and tired. You sit down and you just want to shove your face with food, but try your best to take the time when you're eating a meal to pause, to breathe. It's also good for your stress levels to slow down. Smell your food, savor the taste. Even if it's just 1 or 2 moments that you remember to do this, it really will help you eat less in the long run. Try and make it a habit, if you can, to eat more slowly. This is one of the most underrated tips for weight loss. I highly encourage you to do it anyway, whether you have weight to lose or not. Eating slowly is good for your digestion. It's good for your mind. It puts you in the present moment. So it's good for a whole lot of things. I hope you found these tips helpful. And you notice there was no mention of food tracking and no calorie counting. But you notice I mentioned lean proteins quite a lot on this channel. If you would like to learn more about how to eat lean proteins, I highly advise you watch this video next.